the end zone. Going to give his guys a chance. Going up, coming down. Oh my God, he's got it.
Games that come down to the wire.
It ain't over, bro. Let's go. Come on. Let's go win it.
He's going to throw down the middle. He's got a man. The ball is caught. The Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
Sting's probably never going to go away from that one.
How about that one?
Welcome to Good Morning Football. We're presented by Intuit QuickBooks. Back here in New York, Lower Manhattan. Beautiful new studio here. My name is Kay. We've got Nate Burleson and Peter Schrager with the new do. Does it make you, I don't know, do you not like when we talk about your hair so much?
No, I'm okay with it.
You're okay with it?
Yeah, I like seeing myself. Yeah, I like seeing myself on camera.
Kyle Brandt, what's up?
Hey, what's happening?
Hours away.
We're here. No more sleeps, Adams. Let's go.
Do you have any idea how this game's going to go? I don't even know if it's going to be like an aerial attack situation.
Yeah.
They're going to try to run the ball.
Just close.
Stop the run close.
We've been saying weird all week. I remember they opened against each other several years ago during the Sherman era where he was becoming a superstar. And Rodgers didn't throw to him much. And he approached Rodgers after the game and said, you were avoiding me all game, weren't you? Like he does. And Rodgers like, yeah, I got on my face, whatever. But it always gets weird and always gets a little contentious. It's pretty cool.
A little overtime feel to it.
I'm into it. Let's do it.
A little bit. Hashtag GMFB if you guys want to be part of the show. And of course you do on a Thursday where you can see Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson square off on TNF on NFL Network. It is time for the... Let's do it, guys. Let's talk about the one thing that we individually will sort of be focusing on in tonight's matchup. It's one thing to watch.
The one thing to watch for me is Russell Wilson outside the pocket. Since 2016, he's had 16 TDs outside the pocket. That's second in the league. For me, it's more than just me saying it. Because if you're sitting at home, you're like, Nate, what does that mean, outside the pocket? Just imagine Russell Wilson's under center. He goes to his play call. He drops back. He's looking at whoever he wants to throw to. He goes here, here, here. He steps back even more to give himself more space. And as he's negotiating the pocket, he's like, you know what? Nobody's open. Let me keep moving. Sees guys blocking in front of him. He comes back around. At this point, every receiver out there is running the second route. That's like a scramble rule. That's basically like, hey, I need you to go run over there by that park truck. I need you to go over there by that light fixture. I'm going to just throw it up. If you're a DB, the average play is 6 seconds. You're sitting there guarding your guy. By the time I come out my break, I look back at Russ. I'm like, oh, you doing that? Okay, I know where I'm going. I take off for the end zone. That DB is reaching, grabbing at you like you crossed him over. That's what excites me about Russell Wilson and getting outside the pocket. Of course, he can tuck the ball away and run, but you have to imagine just like this, these guys are going to be all over the field, and the receiver always has the advantage when a guy this athletic with the arm this big, do you see him just point there like he's giving his guy the alley-oop signal, I'm going to throw it up to you? That's what makes this offense beautiful. It doesn't always turn out how you want it to, but once he gets outside that pocket, it could be as electric as any highlight we see.
I love that.
It's some of the best stuff we have in this game. It's Rodgers and Wilson when they get outside the pocket. It's when nobody talk, nobody on their phone, everybody watches. It's as good as it gets.
Yeah. It's always crazy. Yeah. Can't wait to see that tonight. I'm looking at the 12s. That is what I need to see because fake news that CenturyLink is like a tough place to play and that's, you know, nobody wants to
talk about it.
They've lost 4 of their last 5 home games. That is insane to me because that's not what you expect or what you think about there. And you look at right now, and I'll show you guys the home record since week 15 of last season. It's not good. And what's more staggering is that between 2011 and 2016, guys, their record at home was 38-10. 38-10. That's insane. 5-1 home in the postseason. So obviously something has changed. I know the team's changed a little bit, but fans didn't start showing up when the team got good. It sort of happened hand in hand when the 12s and Seattle Seahawks came up together. They need you tonight. You know what else is sort of weird? Aaron Rodgers and company, the Packers do not have a single road win this season. They're undefeated and losing on the road. They're looking to get their first road win up against you and your fan base. So I challenge you. I had a ton of Chiefs fans come at me. We showed some sound yesterday about how loud it is there. They have the craziest speaker system in Seattle. And Arrowhead was like, no, we broke that record. Chiefs fans, I was there. Shades was there. It was 2014, week 4. I was there for the breaking of the record. The decibel level in Kansas City was like a jackhammer. A collective, imagine a stadium full of jackhammers. Yeah. I need them to outdo that. Get that record back. Get the win. I put some of the responsibility on this team on the 12s, and they were successful. Y'all were bringing it, and you're not late.
Okay, the pep talk to the fans. I love it.
Okay,
let's go.
That camera.
They're part of the team.
Hell yeah,
they're part of what that is. I want you to shake up Aaron Rodgers. He was asked about it even this week, and he was talking about that element. But I think in the back of his head, he's like, is that element really there? Don't let him question that. Bring it.
Mike McCready, Sean Kemp,
that's right.
Macklemore. Bring it, Seattle. We need you all tonight.
Great relationship that Rodgers has with that stadium, too. Like, I feel like it's almost like Jordan and the Palace at Auburn Hills or like Pedro Martinez and Yankee Stadium. Like, he needs to conquer that place. Like, he needs to take that place down. That is not number.
Yeah.
But speaking of the 12s, you know, there's another thing that's fake news, too. If you haven't been paying attention to the Seahawks, or you just kind of look at one of those West Coast teams you don't watch much, you're probably thinking, Seahawks don't run the ball anymore. You know, we're in the PM era, the post-Marshawn era. They've been trying to find this running game. The Seahawks are number 1 in the NFL. Number 1, like Francesa. Number 1, 152 yards per game. And the thing we've been waiting on this team, if you follow the draft, they take this guy in the first round, Rashad Penny out of San Diego State, prolific career. And we've been waiting and waiting. And last week before the game, Pete Carroll comes out and says, Rashad's ready. He's ready for a bust-out game. Sure he is, Pete. We've been waiting for that.
Yeah.
He had it. He looked awesome. And we're going to see a lot of him tonight. There's a thing they got going here where nobody believes they can run. Nobody believes they're loud. They got a lot of things to play for. And I saw something in Rashad Penny last week that you want right now, week 10, week 11, week 12. Fresh legs. Hashtag fresh legs. He looked spry. He looked like a rook who hadn't been used that much. Seahawks can run the ball, and it's going to go through that rookie draft pick. Big task for the Packers D.
Last week, they had, I mean, their run D's been okay, but you look at Frank Gore was gashing them last week.
Talk about it.
November 15th. Is that day significant in American history? I'm sure someone can find some reason why and go back in years and say, here, November 15th is right around the annual part of the season where Aaron Rodgers goes on his run. This is Aaron Rodgers.
This is it?
This is Aaron.
Better be.
Discount double. Oh. And
Tell
it
that to Robert
starts tonight.
Quinn.
The way I see it, though, look at the history here. Aaron Rodgers. These are the weeks he does it. Weeks 11 to 17. And in recent years, he has just thrown that team on his back. All seasons where you didn't expect the Packers to make that run. And in 2016, which we don't even have up there, he won the final 6 games. Touchdowns, interceptions. I mean, this is Aaron Rodgers time. And we go through the years and the big games. Of course, you remember Week 17 against the Bears. You guys are definitely watching it. In this one, the winner would go on to the playoffs, and Rodgers rolling left finds Randall Cobb on an insane play with under a minute left to win that one. Of course, we know that the Lions Hail Mary, that came right around this time of the year in a Week 13.
It's the best throw I've ever seen in my life.
Thursday night game. Phil Simms said he throws it hit the roof. Throws so high, Nance and Simms on the call like, what?
There it is.
Touchdown. It just came down. And then, of course, that same season, a couple of weeks later, we go into it, and it's Week 17 versus the Lions. The Lions, they win the NFC North. But no, Rodgers right into there and said, let's go. Let's get this thing done, and they take care of business. This is Aaron Rodgers time. We hit the Week 11 mark. We go to Week 17. If ever there was a time for the Packers to find their stride and get it going, it's tonight in Seattle. And if history is any lesson, Rodgers throws that team on his back, says some crazy thing in the locker room that we recite the next few weeks, whether it be relax or whether it
run
be
the table.
Run the table. This is Rodgers time, and whether you like it at home or not, I am going to take history as a lesson and say, I'm pretty sure he'll find a way to get it done tonight.
Jimmy Graham banged up. Randall Cobb didn't make the trip. You're feeling good.
Peter puts it on like it's a...
Is that a Velcro belt?
It's down by the belt.
Like it's a cummerbund.
It's
a man pouch? What are you putting on?
Jokes aside, those numbers were crazy.
He's so good November, December.
Now, be shocked if they don't win tonight, given that?
Shocked.
Because it's over.
Shocked.
They got to win.
Is it over?
Shocked.
Is it over for you if they lose tonight?
It's never over with Aaron Rodgers, but I would be shocked. I would be shocked if he doesn't find it somewhere deep in his gut to throw that team on his back and win this one.
So they might make a run, and it might start tonight on NFL Network.
That's why you watch.
I want to talk about
it's on.
The Seahawks part of things, that side. So let's welcome in our guy, Tom Pelissero. He's in Seattle. You just heard us talking a lot about the Packers and them making a run. What does Russell Wilson have to do to have that tip in his favor? This is a guy who was mentioning his team as a championship caliber one, but they are 4-5. What does he have to do? What does the team have to do to make it happen?
Okay, let's start on the other side of the ball. The Seahawks certainly know what they're up against facing Aaron Rodgers tonight. But I found it interesting speaking to players in the locker room this week. They want to focus more so, their number one priority, on stopping running back Aaron Jones, who's coming off of a breakout performance in Green Bay's win last week over the Dolphins. In fact, Seahawks quarterback Shaquille Griffin told me, we feel more confident about taking away their passing game. So we want to take the run first, force the Packers to pass, and make Rodgers make those plays all by himself. Now, an even better plan would be to keep the Packers offense off the field as much as possible. This is a run-first Seattle team that put up 273 yards on the ground last week in a loss to the Rams. His receiver, Doug Baldwin, told me we've got to control the ball because if we don't, we are putting it in Aaron Rodgers' hands against that potent offense. We've got to control this game as much as possible.
Tom, Kyle just mentioned him. Rashad Penny had his breakout game. Pete Carroll kind of gave us a little hint that he was going to get the rock. What do we expect from Rashad Penny tonight? A guy that everyone should know, a first-round running back out of San Diego State.
Well, great observation by Kyle that he looked spry, looked like he had fresh legs. I spoke to Rashad Penny the other day. You remember, he was on track for a pretty big role in this offense, of course, a first-round draft pick. Then he broke a finger in mid-August. He underwent surgery, got back for week 1, but Penny told me he felt really heavy-footed when he got back. He'd only been running straight-line gassers during his rehab process, hadn't been cutting side to side, didn't feel like he was in football shape, wasn't moving like himself. Well, now he's down to 233 pounds. That's actually less than he played at in college. He actually told me he wants to drop a few more pounds because the lighter he is, the faster that he thinks he plays. Now, Seahawks coaches talk a lot about staying with the hot hand. They've had 3 different 100-yard rushers this season, so pretty clear message, not just to Rashad Penny, but Chris Carson and Mike Davis. If you want to be on the field, be the guy that stays hot.
Thanks, Pete Carroll, for helping my fantasy team with those 3 running backs being healthy out there today. Woof. Thanks so much, Tom Pelissero. We'll talk to you throughout the show. Counting down to kickoff on NFL Network. It is the Seahawks. It is the Packers.